Bienvenue chez Perspective de Médiation, le podcast dédié à la médiation et à la résolution des conflits. Je suis Pascal Gemperli, médiateur basé en Suisse. À travers nos émissions, nous contribuons au développement de la médiation et des modes alternatifs de résolution des conflits. Vous allez découvrir des conseils pratiques, des témoignages inspirants et des échanges et discussions variés avec des invités de marque. Pour ne rien manquer et pour nous soutenir, abonnez-vous à notre chaîne et partagez nos podcasts. Vous pouvez aussi laisser un commentaire pour partager vos avis ou proposer des questions. Allons-y. Hi, Arinze.
Hi.
How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm doing very fine, and you?
I'm fine. Thanks a lot. It's a really pleasure to have you here. This is the podcast with a French name. Most podcasts are in French. It's called Perspective de Médiation, and it's good to have you on this episode on arbitration and AI. I actually saw your paper in the Swiss LegalTech Association newsletter, which actually also published one of your papers. The one is called Arbitrating Tomorrow's Disputes in a World of Artificial Intelligence. So I thought, well, let's write Arinze, see if he's available for a podcast, and you were, and I'm happy that you are, and that we can discuss your paper and AI and arbitration. I think it's a emerging field. I'm not even sure if you should still call it emerging or if it's not already there. Well, I think it's still emerging in the arbitration field, but more globally it takes space like AI takes. I think you also mentioned it somewhere in the paper. Why should it not also take its space and its usefulness in the arbitration field? But maybe before all that, would you present yourself in a few words?
Thank you very much, Pascal. And I feel very privileged to be in your podcast. I mean, yes, this is basically what I am excited doing. So by way of introduction, I am Arinze Ezeagu. I am from Nigeria. I basically qualified to practice law in Nigeria, which I did for a couple of years in the dispute settlement sector before I moved to University of Bern in Switzerland to do my master's in international economic law. After which I worked at a couple of places, which include the WTO, the Nigerian office at the WTO, and then the Swiss LegalTech, before I moved to Center for International Dispute Settlements in Geneva, which is under the Graduate Institute. So currently I am at the Graduate Institute, and I also work as a freelance consultant with the IATech Legal Consulting. And yes, thank you very much. I am again privileged to be here.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you. So you're doing this master's. I heard about it. This master's in arbitration, international arbitration. Do they talk about AI? Is it in one of the modules? Is it integrated in the curricula or not yet?
Yes. Unofficially, yes, we have so much conversations about AI. Thankfully, the program I'm doing is a very progressive one. We also don't overrule a future where AI is a fundamental player in the arbitration space. Yes, so unofficially we deal with AI. We have some conversations around awards that are AI generated, around AI assisting humans, and around basically AI playing in the arbitration space. And in the nearest future, I'm optimistic that the subject of AI will be officially incorporated into the curriculum of the graduates of the Center for International Dispute Settlement at the Graduate Institute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot going on actually in the field of AI and arbitration. I think your paper is one among others. Also, some institutions and associations start thinking about it. But maybe let's start with your paper is based on the opposition between the optimistic view and pessimistic, as you name it. I think we can call the one like the tech and AI enthusiasts who would like to have everything AI and completely automated and no one. Actually, there is a model that I found from the National Center for Technology and Dispute Resolution. They have this called Continuum ODR technology, technology dependence continuum, where they say like it starts here with like no technology, and at the other end of the continuum you have no human. So that's how you position your paper, right? Between
yes, please.
And then you have that's integrative, or how did you call it? Integrative view, exactly. So maybe start with these two extremes, if I might call it like this. So the optimistic view. What do the optimists say? Why should AI take over arbitration?
Yes, basically, the optimistic view is basically a side of argument that believe that they find that there is an emergence of AI, not just in law but in other sectors. I mean, we have seen AI solve traditional problems in other sectors like finances, medicine, accounting. Why can't AI solve the problem with arbitration? This is not just because we are excited seeing AI solve our problems, but because we actually have a problem, and those problems have to do with costs and time. So statistics have shown that it costs a lot of money to actually conclude an arbitral process, get an award, and enforce the award, which is basically the concern of business business owners. And significantly, cost has driven a lot of people out of justice, because a lot of big multinational companies make an estimation of the cost of actually prosecuting a particular case, and then some of them ended up abandoning the case, or looking for for a middle ground, or looking for an easy way out of the dispute, which shouldn't be. Then we also have a challenge of politicization of the arbitral process. It's also one of the reforms that are currently going on at the exceed level. How do we depoliticize the arbitral process? I mean, it's part of the reform that's currently going on. So it has been said that the arbitral process is too political. We see how arbitrators are appointed, how they render judgment. We look at the judgment rendered by arbitrators. We can look at one or two points and see that, look, there is an element of politicking in this whole arbitral process and in the judgment. It is a challenge. So optimists are saying, look, we can use AI to solve this problem. We don't even need humans, right?
But politicization would mean lack of objectivity and neutrality.
Exactly, issues of objectivity and neutrality, issues of human or politics getting into the way of objectivity and neutrality of arbitrators and arbitral awards. We see how arbitrators are appointed. Sometimes clients parties look at who will sit in the arbitral panel. Most of the decision to appoint arbitrator are not influenced by ability to render sound judgments. Most of them are probably influenced by who are more connected to power, who are more influential. These are
to win a case, you need to know the judge, right? That's what some say.
Exactly. You need to know the judge. In this case, you need to know the arbitrator. He needs to be reputable. He needs to be connected to the government. I mean, these are concerns that the optimists feel that, look, these things are getting into the way of objectivity and neutrality of the arbitral process, and we are afraid time will come when it will basically push parties away from arbitration and make arbitration less lucrative. So why can't we devise an AI to exclusively solve this problem? Yes. And if you look at it from the optimist side of things, yeah, the truth might be sustained in some part, because yes, an exclusively AI award can or has a higher possibility of eliminating the human politicizing part, and could possibly make the award more neutral and objective. that is on the side of the optimist.
Mm. So you have some impressive figures in your paper. That's, what is it? Queen Mary University of London
Yes,
study that,
yes.
what is it, like a reduction of costs,
Yes, I mean,
83% or something like this?
exactly. These are surveys conducted by the Queen Mary University that shows that where 90% of respondents expect that in the future AI can help and eliminate costs by 90%. So most of the costs generated in the arbitral process are called cost of arbitrators, right? Party costs. So these costs are basically the costs that are incurred in representation, not in the arbitral process. Let me give an example. An institution like ICC would require you to pay 5,000 euros to institute a claim, but it doesn't end there. There are other institutional costs you have to pay in the process. But these are not where the party expenses lies. The party expenses basically lies in the money you pay for counsel to represent you at the ICC panel, right?
Mhm.
The money you pay your legal representative to represent you before the arbitrators. It's basically more or less above 70% of the cost parties bear. So imagine if you use AI to run the arbitral process, you will first of all reduce this cost significantly to possibly zero because there is no human in the loop. So you are basically using machine, right? So yes, this truth from this perspective could be sustained.
Yeah. So there is a huge potential for reduction of costs, reduction of time, and
Exactly.
having more neutral and objective results. So who can be against that? I mean, who are the pessimists?
Yeah, the pessimists. I mean, the pessimists are basically. I mean, it could be anybody. It could be me. People who have understood the process, who are saying, "Look, I understand your excitement. You want to reduce cost. You want to abridge time. You want to make this arbitration process more efficient. That is fine. But at the end of the day, you don't just want to get an award. You want to get an award that could be enforced. And if you cannot enforce your award, then why the speed? Why the reduction? You basically did not pay money for nothing. So from the perspective of the pessimist, it's a tit for tat. You did not pay so much money, but you are not going to get so much money as well because yeah, you have an award, but the High Court in Bombay is saying, look, there is no place for this award in the New York Convention. The New York Convention said that an award must be in writing. An award must be rendered by a forum that parties can accept, that a forum that parties can entrust legitimacy on, right? So
By human.
yes. So you are not just trying to get an award, you are trying to get an award that could stand the test of enforcement. So the question is, can AI give you this kind of award? The pessimists say absolutely no, and they have reasons. First of all, they look at if you go granular into the arbitral process, you realize that look, there are some parts of this process that AI cannot foresee. Issues of discretion, right? Issue of procedural legitimacy, right? Where parties demand that look, we want to know the reason behind this award. You said that this. We want to know the reason. I mean, if parties cannot understand the reasoning behind which, or the reasoning that they are bound behind the award that is intended to bind them, then there's a problem, right? It goes to the legitimacy of an award. A party can go to court and say, look, I want to set aside this award because I do not understand the reason or the reasons are not sufficient, and it could be sustained because a lot of institutional rules provide for reason. And yes, the question is, can AI accurately state why and how it makes its decision? The truth is, from our study, research has shown that yes, this could be possible, but then to what extent can it be? Can we really rely on the accuracy, considering the fact that the AI has some inherent problem which concerns hallucination, which concerns sometimes studies have shown that AI hallucinate between 58 and 88% of times, right? And so when this happens, who do you run to? Do you run to the machine? The machine is not liable.
Yeah.
So this is fundamentally the problem that the pessimists have with the optimistic side of things. Right.
That's where, in terms of approach, that's where because I'm in the mediation world, and that's where I see a big difference with the mediation approach, where in mediation, the principle is at the end of the process, if we get a deal, it's because both agree and both are happy with the deal, which means you accept it. You don't, I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but even not that much, but you don't care where it comes from, the legitimacy of, if you're fine with the deal, you're fine with the deal. But in arbitration, you have a winner and a loser. So the loser would say, no, I disagree with the process, disagree with the arbitrator, with whatever, and I appeal. So that's a huge difference. Maybe.
Exactly. I mean, to add something, even if you do not accept it, so long as there is a reason, right? So long as the award sufficiently contains the idea, the premises behind its conclusion, a party not accepting it does not still rob it of legitimacy. The question is, can the judge at the enforcement court accept it? Can the judge at the annulment court accept it? Yes, just to add to what you said.
Yeah. And the other part maybe where I can understand the pessimists, personally, I think a lot of things are possible. Where I understand you gave some examples in the beginning where AI takes more and more space on finances and health and so on. And I think wherever it's really binary, like finances is completely binary, it's 1 + 1 is 2. And, I mean, of course, you can have interpretation on how maybe in which table you put whatever, in which category. But basically, it's very much, mathematics. And maybe health, it's very similar. I think if you have like cancer detection and you have an AI that detects cancer 10 times better than the human, it's easy to say, okay, let's go. But I think here we have some interpretation in the legal field. There is some interpretation, because although we call it the code, it's not a binary code. So I think there is maybe that's where the room of difficulty comes, of interpretation. And the other one is because you have a winner and the loser might try to win differently if I'm not getting my right from the arbitrator for something. I appeal or whatever. That's maybe a big difference. So that would mean we need something else. I think some pessimistic viewpoints are credible. Maybe that the technology evolves extremely quickly. So in 5 years, you might have a totally different discussion, or even 1 year. But right now, what's the integrative view? How can we integrate those two extremes to something that might become doable?
Exactly. So the integrative view is, basically a view that I also share. I am also on the part of the integrative side of things, where there is this argument that look, AI and humans could collaborate. There could be a reconciliatory point between the arbitrator and the machine. Or we could sit together and work things out, just to take care of the challenges that emanate from the pessimistic and the optimistic side of things, right? So we could have an award that is rendered by a machine and vetted by a human. we could have a human feed some information to the machine, then, I mean, literally go through the award rendered by the machine. We could have a human who could bear liability when the machine falters. So, I mean, the integrative view is just basically trying to say that, look, there should be an idea of human in the loop. We accept AI, but we are not ruling out the position of arbitrators. Arbitrators should be in the loop. Yes. And it makes so much sense. Because recently we have the AI helps trace the dispute in construction cases. It has kickstarted since November 2025, and we are enthusiastically watching the process. We are curious to see how the first judgment would look like. But everything is looking promising on the integrative side of things, because yes, the future is fast unfolding, and yes, AI would. One thing you cannot rule out is the fact that AI would definitely play a fundamental role in the arbitral process. It has started on a very on a micro level. It has started. We have seen AI can now summarize documents. AI can now, I think in China, recently I came across a study that in China, even AI can now pick arbitrators based on some metrics that are fed into it. So these are happening on a micro level, but yes, we are yet to see it on a bigger stage, like the what American Arbitration Association just did. Yes, the human in the loop is just saying that the humans can collaborate with the machine for the sake of legitimacy, for the sake of efficiency, for the sake of having a well-reasoned award that could be accepted.
Maybe a risk could be that I see two risks, but the first would be that the human would be strongly influenced by the result of the AI. It might be difficult to, or at least you might perceive it difficult to argue against the AI. You say, okay, machine says A, I say A, I say also A, I'm on the safe side. So that might be a risk for some arbitrators. And the other risk I could see is that since AI is always, as I understood it, always in the past, it does not generate something new. I mean, it generates new sentences, new pictures, whatever you want, but based on what the machine has already learned. So it's not like in jurisprudence, maybe producing something new, a new decision that overrules the old ones and because it follows societal trends and so on. And it goes together with the evolution of society. So we could be stuck in the past. That could be one risk, at least. It doesn't mean we can maybe human can then interact, produce their results and implement it again, but whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that. But then it's a risk, just like every other field of human endeavor have a risk too. Yeah. But what we are looking at is not the risk, but the risk margin. What are the percentage of exposure that we could have in this, right? As opposed to when it is fundamentally human or when it is fundamentally machine, right? So we are looking at trying to, as much as possible, to tackle the cost of arbitration, tackle the time, as well as also take care of the legitimacy, right? Yes, there will always be risk, but it's a portion of the degree of risk. And then, so long as there is a human in the loop, the room for improvement is never exhausted. We could keep trying out things until it for me it will always it can only get better. Things can only improve with time.
Yeah. And also because now you have more or less a procedural approach, a human in the loop. So at the end of the procedure, we have a human confirming. There is also another approach which would maybe some cases can be handled by AI arbitrator and others by human arbitrators, more case based. And it's a little bit, that's a bit what is done, I think, with this American Arbitration Association, because they have only construction cases and only, how they call it, document based, right?
Exactly.
So they limit the type of cases to make it more, let's say, realistic, or to have an entry to it.
Exactly.
And the other thing maybe, so again, I'm not arbitrator, I'm mediator. I heard that some arbitrations you do it with several arbitrators, 3 or 5, an uneven number. So why not having, 3 arbitrators, of which 1 or 2 is an AI and the others are human, or maybe 5. Then you have 3 and 2, 4 and 1, whatever. And then if you see it works, then you switch and switch and switch.
Yes.
So more a structural approach, One is procedural approach, or the let's say type based approach, or the structural approach. So I mean, how do you see this? Again, technology is evolving extremely quickly. AI exists for much longer, but the broader public knows it since, what is it, 22, I think. And things go so quickly now. How you see that? So I don't know, when will we have something more concrete, maybe here in Europe? Did you hear anything? What's your guess?
Yes, I mean, I don't have something really concrete, but I know for sure that a lot of innovations are happening. Yes, I'm yet to complete the reading of EU AI Act, but what we are seeing now is just possibilities opening, right? It's not a castle that is built overnight. It's something that would take shape in a matter of time. So yes, what we are seeing now are glitters of possibilities, right? The laws are opening up to the possibility of especially in Europe, the possibility of AI playing a role in the arbitral space. We see recently the recent amendment of the London Court of Arbitration rules. The English Arbitration Act has an amendment last year that opens up to possibility of awards that are generated by AI. We also have this the New York Convention is currently going through a reform too that would basically eliminate every possibility of not enforcing an award that is generated by AI. So yes, the possibilities are fast opening up, and we can't wait to see what happens. But for AI being a part of the arbitral process, it is happening. The possibilities are opening up, but when will it take concrete shape? It's just a matter of time.
Great. So when do we expect the first results of the AAA, the American Arbitration Association? Those completely AI arbitrations this released.
We should expect it this year, right? This is 2026. We should expect, but before the first quarter of this year, because I have the news. I'm on their newsletter. I'm monitoring the development of things, and before maybe the first or second quarter of this year, we should expect something concrete from them. But then, like I said, it is a good innovation. I approve. I think it would go a long way in solving the problem that is connected with the arbitral process. Yes, and very soon we would expect results. And I have more papers to write on that as soon as I get hold of the results.
And then we will have you back on the podcast. Well, thank you very much, Arinze. This was really interesting discussion, and I think it's really up to date and evolving quickly. I think you will have a lot of papers to write, as you said it.
Absolutely, I look
probably. probably a lot of work to do. So where can people find you? On LinkedIn, I guess. Should I put the link in the description?
Yes, I am on LinkedIn. I also have some, basically I have, I'm a member of Swiss LegalTech Association. So, I'm also a member of IATech. I'm a remote freelance consultant at the IATech, and I'm at the Graduate Institute. So yes, my coordinates are basically on LinkedIn, and other places I have other means of that I could be reached out to. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Good. Waiting to read more from you, and thank you again for participating, and all the best for everything.
Thank you so much, Pascal. It's a privilege to join you, and I look forward to joining you again.
Have a good time.
Oh yeah.
Pour ne rien manquer et pour nous soutenir, abonnez-vous à notre chaîne et partagez nos podcasts.